Hi, school. This is Elijah Starks. I've been Elijah Starks, and I'm gonna be reading you guys my success story from my story project for ELA. Now, this story, I wrote this story because it was kind of like the first accomplishment I've ever did in ever. Like this was my first big accomplishment that I started by not I started by myself, and I got it. My peers, my dad and my brother around me to help me build it up. But it still came from my idea, and this is how I learned how to embrace myself. Really, how to actually sit down and say to myself, okay, this right here is what I want to do. What can I do to get there? And how would I do it and plan it out and map it out and then actually proceed in the ways how to do it and how to think. Now, I'm going to say this now. When I read this story, I need you guys need to stay on focus. You guys need to pay attention because there's a lot of gems in this story that I've learned and I carry with me with my whole life. So you guys need to for real listen and try to find because I dropped a couple gems in here on how to start a business, how to stay in your business, how to maintain a business. So you guys read out for there. And at the end of the presentation, I'm gonna give you guys a moment to go down below, comment questions. You guys can put down questions in the comment sections, and I will be able to answer them the best way I can in a later video or in person when I'm actually presenting this tomorrow or Tuesday. Uh Another thing, this is going on my YouTube channel, so everybody that's here for from YouTube, like all my subscribers, I see this. This is the story that I'm reading for my YouTube or my school. So this is like a school project. So you guys can listen to it because this is a true story that actually is derived from something that happened in my life that actually happened to me. So if you guys want to stay interactive with that or you guys want to hear something about that, you guys can uh you know stay listen. Another thing is some of the topics when I was writing this, it was a bit, it was like the teacher, if you're watching this, uh, it was like it was a lot of concepts that you re-taught to me that I already have fresh in my mind, and so it might seem like I went a little bit overboard, but I was just trying to offset because my brain was trying to offset some of the things that I already knew how to do. So yeah, without further ado, this is like a long intro. So without further ado, I'm gonna get into reading, and I'm gonna do a little transition. All right, let's start reading. I sold candy for a summer. This is when I first got into business. When ideas come, they most of the time will be connected to some sort of another idea. So, starting out, my dad, big brother, and me all brainstormed about how to do it like a rough draft. 12 is a weird age, pre-teen. Certain privileges are just uneasy to take advantage of. Me testing the waters was me going outside, so when I started selling, I went door to door in my cul-de-sac trying to test myself. The smell from the cafe next to the candy shop emitted a potent coffee aroma with a hint of toostieroll. Sugar rose down, hitting the back of my throat. The sour but sweet husky taste is simple but complex all at the same time. The ambience reminds me of a rainy day. Thunder striking and a pattern comes to mind. Sly sight, brain, raining random facts to fix my unfixed focus to the specific difference in the problem. We have a way to go about it. The prototype is now in action. Starting off with a budget, Starting off with a $60 budget, our mark was for hard, non-melting items to deal with this harsh weather climate. The same thing. Sorry. Deal with this harsh climate. Sorry. Uh, but presentation is an equal, if not more important factor to business. With this, pitch, appearance, and product visibility must be at minimum business casual. A fact we had to find out the hard way. First week, we with roughly $20 worth of bagged up candy and a cardboard box, we did our first runaround. Needless to say, we didn't do the best. In 2 whole weeks, we made 14. Not 14 sales. 14 freaking dollars. Overall, we made absolutely nothing in profit. Obviously, I was really sad. So, going back to the workbench, after we cut our losses, we spent another 48 hours brainstorming and coming up with new ideas. We were tweaking and we were tweaking out all the kinks from the first prototype. We had a decent pitch, slowly intertwining our door-to-door routine. The best part was we managed to make all of this happen with just $20. In other words, we were finally getting it down to a science. First day we tested out. Sorry, first day we tested out this new formula, and it came out great. Finally, a formula that shows promise. We made it in one day, the same amount it took us 2 weeks for. The experiment felt like the rush you get going down a roller coaster. Fear, but happiness with the outcome. 1 week, 2 weeks turned into a whole month. We had major success. A day from donation, promoting, candy selling, and social cues training, we had a man on each corner averaging $14. But with all this success, summer was coming to an end. We have to start shutting down this whole little operation. We made $420 overall, averaging $14 a day for an 11-year-old. I made bank. Once school started, the candy business slowly drifted away. Like a wise man once said, all good things must come to an end. Ending something someone has put time in is hard. We spent sleepless nights and lost days creating a blueprint of the process and kinks to the smallest detail. This science I carry with me everywhere I go. I say definitely worth it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, save the applause though. Save the applause. This is real. This is a really this. I carry this science everywhere I go. I almost cried just now. I kept messing up because it was just like when I was reading, it was just like my brain was just throwing those memories back, and I was just like, wow, that was really just a lot. Yeah. So this brings up me back to the whole point. This is a presentation. Sorry, let me knock my head back into. Let me get back on focus. Stay on task. Yeah, this story was amazing. For I'm not saying it's amazing writing wise because I know that I can do better, and I'm pretty sure my teacher and my peers know that I can do better. Uh, but still, this story says a lot about where I was. How old am I? I'm 14. That says a lot how where I was 3 years ago, and where I am now. Now, this back when this all happened in real life, writing and reading wasn't really uh uh a good standpoint in mind. I was more into doing math. Math was more of my handy. This was writing and reading was more harder for me. But met a teacher, Miss Robinson. Thank God, God put me in that class because I've learned how to more describe and what is in my crazy mind that I have is so many loose things that I just I forgot to add in here. It was a lot of things, man. It was in the appearance wise. I didn't really go that deep, more deep than where I should have gone in. I probably should have put more in deep in the presentation, but yeah. Funny story. This is some of the things that I said. I left out a story for the presentation, so this is like a special thing that only you guys that watch the video will know. For the presentation, uh, for some of the ideas that we had idea again of my two little brothers, and we use their adorableness to more please and boost sales. And when we did that, we only did it for like a week though. And when we did that, it boosted sales. And we were averaging 14, but we had to take that because it was an anomaly that week. Instead of 14 a day. How much is that? 14 a day. 14 times five. $70. We average is $70 uh a, a week. But when we used brother's um our brother's adorableness from donations and from the cuteness, we averaged about 25 a day. So in that week, we made 175. Uh, a $55 difference. Not big, but for 11-year old, that's a lot of money. And then product visibility. Uh, so my dad did the product visibility. He tied it up in a grocery bag, or not a grocery bag, a sandwich bag. But it looked like he had a before he was where he is now, he had a certain job, selling the if y'all get those things, y'all understand. But it was he did it too perfectly. Honestly, he did it too perfectly. I'm still sus about that occurrence. But yeah, now I gave you guys some of the things, and I hope you guys take some of the gems, like I said in the intro before. Um, yeah, this is like a real story that hit home for me, and I really hope my peers and my teacher, who is grading this, hope I get an A. Probably not. Hope you guys really take what I put into the story, as all authors really do. Hope you guys get the message that I was portraying in this story. Um, I've been your Elijah Starks. I've been the author, and I've been the reader. I hope you like the story, and I hope this it motivates you to do something successful in life, be more successful in life, and I hope this makes turn on a click in your life like, okay, no, I can do this better, and I can do this better. I hope this does push you to this, and I hope you guys grab the gems and the message that I try to put in here. Um, thank you for listening. I hope you have a good evening, good night,